Welcome to the Joe Kilgallon Podcast, aka Kilgallon's Pub. I'm the aforementioned Joe Kilgallon, stand-up comedian, male model, just a fucking all-around sweet son of a bitch. You know what I mean? I think I'm a good person. I really do. I'm a good person who's had an awful year, a really bad year. A lot of that's on my own doing. But, you can hear more about that if you subscribe to the Patreon. And that's what I want to shout out right away. The Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. A new one added. So what's up, Mark? Thank you for joining the Patreon. And whoever else. I forgot the other two fucking names. I meant to write them down. Son of a biscuit. All right. So join the Patreon. I'm going to do like a little list. I'll just do a shout out for everybody soon enough. It's a small but mighty group. They're growing. It's spreading like wildfire. All right. We're getting around the globe listeners. People are checking it out and I love it. YouTube subscribers, thank you very much. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you might notice a new camera angle. Decided to play with a little bit, fuck with the lighting. Both the Patreon episode and this episode you're currently listening to are coming out on a new day. There's a siren. Can you guys hear the siren in the background? They're coming for me. They've heard the shit I've been talking. It's the goddamn feds. It's the CIA. You could CIA this ass, you piece of shit. I'll let them know, man. I don't go down like a bitch. You hear me? So I decided I had to get this thing to cover the microphone to stop the peas from popping. I was listening to previous episodes. I do my homework and I didn't like the sound. So I had to do a little something to fix the sound. It arrived today. Amazon Prime deals going on. Amazon hasn't sponsored this podcast, so I'm not really giving them a big shout out or anything. But if you want to save some money, jump on Amazon Prime Day. It's just the way the world works. They own everything. I will talk more shit about governments than I will about Amazon. Amazon could shut me down. If I go anywhere, you're going to think the feds. The feds got Joe. You're not allowed to be a dissenter anymore. And that's what you're going to think, but you're going to be wrong. It's me, Amazon. Amazon's going to get me. And then perhaps Disney next. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's forget I even said a damn thing. YouTube, I love you. Be sweet to me, please. But yes, thank you to everyone listening to the podcast. We're going to talk about some fun, crazy shit today. Let's get into it. I'm going to switch it up Jeopardy style. In Jeopardy, they go right to the questions. I'm going to get right to a topic. Then I'll do a little bit of plugging. You know what I mean? Because I got some dates coming up and I want you guys to come see me do some stand-up comedy. If you haven't seen my stand-up comedy yet, I got hours on YouTube. Pause this, go watch that, come back, or just remember to watch it later. It's up to you. I don't mind. Here's something though that happened. A little parenting issue came up. So my middle son, Dylan, I love all my children, of course. I don't know why I had to say that. You knew that. I'm going to say something that he didn't do something good the other day. He's a great kid, great student, but he, you want to handle moments like this. You want to handle as a parent in a way where it's like, why did you say that? Where did it come from? Address that. So his grandma is driving with him and he says to his grandmother, hurry your stinky ass up. But he said it laughing because grandma told me that. And I was like, okay, because we both figured since he was laughing, he doesn't quite realize what he said was not cool at all. Right? You don't say it to your grandma. I thought about saying that to my Irish grandmother and no, that would not have flown. That would not have flown. You know what I'm saying? And so, it's funny. When I first heard that, I was shocked because that just doesn't sound like him. Then I started to laugh a little in my head, not out loud, because that encourages it. I know because I'm a funny person. And when I hear some laughter, that's when my brain starts going, oh, you got these sons of bitches. You got them laughing. You got them feeling good. Let's keep it going. Let's add more smoke to this fire. That's not how that expression goes. But you hear me. You hear what I'm saying. Guys, I've got a headache. I got to get off the medication I'm currently on. Anyway, so he says to his grandma, hurry your stinky ass up. 6 years old. And right away, I'm like, all right, where did you hear this from school? Someone at school must have said this. And he did say, oh, I overheard this one kid. And right away, I had to have another talk. Don't be a rat. Don't be snitching. You know what snitches get? We'll talk about that later. But that's not okay to say that. Well, first of all, you don't say it to your grandma because grandma doesn't like that. And that's not polite. And he's like, well, I was just kidding. I'm like, I know that, but it's still just not done. Also, you can't be using this language. If you use that at school, you have any idea how much trouble you would have been in? And he still seems like he was laughing a little bit, not really taking me serious. So I was like, all right, well, you're staying in today. Then he got like, oh no, I'm so sorry, because he wanted to go outside and play. So I had to kind of put the foot down a little bit, but it was just a mini timeout, And for those people listening going like, give your kids timeout. I don't say timeout. I just go sit there. You're not doing anything. Don't move. In that exact tone of voice, a tone that tells them, hey, I'm not playing around. I think we're all advanced enough as a culture to know you're not supposed to smack children. The guy who said it best, I saw this country dude in a video saying, if your kids are too young to reason with, which his age is still too young to reason with, they say the age of reason is about 7 or 8, then why are you hitting them? If they're too young to reason with, why are you hitting them? And if they're old enough to reason with, again, why are you hitting them? Like, it just never made any sense. And again, the stupidest people I know got smacked around, so it didn't do anything for them. They just think to themselves, my dad hit me. I turned out okay. Did you? Did you? Do you think you did? That's the thing. Ignorance is bliss. There's some people out there who are just so miserable and they think they're not. That's why I love that question. Are you happy? Because people just don't know how to answer it sometimes. I know I don't occasionally, and that's okay. You got to check in with yourself. Damn it. Let's go. All right. So again, he says to his grandma, hurry your stinky ass up. He says it with a smile and a laughter, though. There was no like, let's move it, To be fair to his grandma, she was more offended by the word stinky than the word ass, because then she starts thinking, what is this implication? Does grandma smell? I don't smell. I'm not a smelly grandma. I'm not one of those grandmas that smell like mothballs or whatever the hell grandmas used to smell like. I don't have plastic on my furniture. I'm a modern grandma, That's the thing, too. There's modern grandmas versus older grandmas. I see grandmas all over the country now playing with their grandchildren. That didn't happen 30 years ago because they're too old. They had a hard life. But now they've lived through a better era. A lot of these grandmas got married in the 90s, got married in the late 80s, some of them. And so they're doing well. Whereas the grandmas who got married in the 50s, my era of grandma, they, didn't age quite as well. I mean, everyone was smoking everywhere, right? They're smoking packs. People would smoke in the doctor's office waiting room back then, so no one drank water. I thought my grandma was drinking tons of water. Turns out it was gin. Still, God bless her. Don't judge my grandmother, by the way. Okay. She was an amazing woman. Took care of her mother, immigrant from Ireland, and also raised 5 awesome kids who were very successful. And she was a children's psychologist. After raising children, she went back to school and got her PhD. Talk about a badass. My grandma's the best. Love you, Grandma Mary. Big ups. Just blew a kiss to the sky for those of you listening to the audio. But now I have to deal with that. I don't want to be one of those parents that I think the thing with my sons, both of them, is that I could reason with them or explain. I'm good at analogies. I'm good at explaining why you don't want to do things and why you want to be polite and why you want to be kind, And every now and then I'll just use the simple reason of nobody will want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? Because he's a social kid. So it's like, you can't be running around saying bad words. You'll get in trouble. There's a downward spiral effect. Look, if you want to be silly and goofy around your friends, fine, but you got to know a time and a place. And telling your grandma while you're sitting in the back seat to hurry your stinky ass up when she's only a block away from the house, not cool. Okay. And your grandma loves you and does a lot for you. So don't do that. And then he was like, okay, fine. Speaking of awful sons, I just finished watching The Sopranos, start to finish, all the way through in order. Never done that before. I'd caught episodes here or there. I knew it was a solid show, but I never sat down to watch it all the way through. And this time I did. And, everyone raves about it being one of the greatest shows ever. And it's awesome. It was a great show. I loved watching it. I was into it. I followed the plot. I was excited for the next episodes. The season 6 had some duds, though, so I kind of think they ended it at the right time. There are 2 things for me from The Sopranos that stop it from being a top 5 show of all time. Number 1, the character of AJ Soprano. Wow. Just awful. And I don't even want to blame the actor so much because he ended up putting in some good performances by the end there, and he was young in the beginning, but they just wrote him stupid. And they wrote him in a way that's not even stupid, like fun and sweet, kind of dumb, like you see on TV shows sometimes, where the character is just a complete imbecile, but he's got like a sweet, soft side, or there's some loyalty to him, or there's something. He just looks surprised by everything that was ever said to him those first 3 seasons. Hey, AJ, honey, would you like some more pasta? What? Me? What's pasta? Like, he always had a delayed response. You know what I mean? Like, how like when millennials do the selfie style videos, front facing video, there's like a delay before they start because we're so used to the record having a delay. That's how AJ was. Every time they said anything to him, he looked like he'd never heard of the thing. Would you like some more pasta? Pasta? Yeah, the shit we eat every fucking day. Every day we eat it. That and gabagool, which I think they just eat that because actually it's very delicious, but it's a very fun sounding word. It's got to be a top 5 word to say out loud. You know what I mean? Gabagool. Like, I think when Italians were naming things, they were just like, how about we make it more fun and silly than accurate? You know what I mean? You got the gabagool, I get the gabagool. So anyhow, he just was a drip. In the old version of drip, not this new Gen Z version of drip. Drip for a long time meant like you were fucking a dork, a loser. I always interpret it as like someone who just dripped out of his dad's barely hard dick. And that was the crappiest piece of sperm that marinated with the egg. And out came you, a drip, right? Now people go, oh, check out the drip. You know, my old roommate, the gay guy I used to live with, he had a thing where he always watched Mark Wahlberg be like, drip check, drip check, drip check. And so, yeah, anyhow, I just couldn't enjoy AJ. He was such a bad character where I remember being like, could one character destroy a show? No, because it was still a great show. But to me, if that character doesn't exist or is written completely differently, maybe that's a top 5 show for me. The other thing was in the later seasons, and God bless James Gandolfini, what a phenomenal actor. May he rest in peace. He very much, his breathing was awful. Like there were scenes that he wasn't even in and you could hear him. I'm telling you, Carmela. No, that was a bad impression of him. I sounded more like the other dude, Sil. Yeah, just call me out. Yeah. I can't do a Tony Soprano. It is a very weird voice to it, though. Is that how he spoke all the time, or do you kind of choose that? Kind of the way Marlon Brando had that Godfather voice where his cheeks were all stuffed up. You never go against your family. I'm not doing a good job with this, and Italian Americans and Italians probably are hating me for this even attempt. But that's just the feeling I had about The Sopranos. I didn't mean to talk about The Sopranos. I was talking about my own son, and they made me think of that god-awful AJ. What a fucking... Like, who if you met someone who said AJ was from The Sopranos is their favorite character, that person needs to be committed. You know, I am pro-mental health, and that's why I think they should be checked on. Now, Meadow, different story. She had some depth of character, right? She wouldn't... I'm not saying every character has to be bright. That's another thing with The Sopranos. Every character had a very bad temper issue. Even the son, because they would be like, how was school? Why are you always asking me about school? Can't I just walk around the house looking like a piece of shit? It's like, God damn it, AJ. You know how much money me and your father spend on everything for you? You ungrateful little piece of shit. God, Mom, fuck you. What'd you say to your mother? What did you say? And then I wonder why he doesn't want to talk to them. So yeah, they were kind of shitty parents in that regard. Yeah, I don't know. What do they call the mistress? Yagumar? I don't know. It's classier than side bitch, I suppose. All right. Switching gears a little bit here. Saw something when I was driving the other day. And you guys know me. I'm all for freedom of expression, tattoos. I got them. Love them. People with piercings, good on you. Whatever you want to do to express. You want to dye your hair a bunch of different colors. Hell yeah, go for it. But I have a line in which I've drawn. And I didn't know it until I saw it. I saw a woman walk. And let's say she's 27. She had one white shoe on, one black shoe on. And it looked intentional. It didn't look like I was in a hurry and the room was dark. It looked like she was trying to be like, this is me. This is my creative expression. Why do shoes have to match? I don't follow your rules, society. Why do shoes have to match? You know what I mean? But I didn't care for it. I didn't. I almost wanted to pull over and be like, what are we doing over here? What's the end game? Is that you just want people, you think someone's going to fall in love with that? I'm not looking for love, she would say. I'm like, that's fine. But everyone's talking shit about you behind your back. Well, I don't care. I am me. And then I have to go, you know what? I respect that a little bit. You know what I mean? And then she will go, okay, thanks. And I go, this is crazy, but do you want to grab dinner or something? And she's first like, no. And then I'm like, look, I know I came at you in a really bad way, but like, I don't know. I feel like there's something here. And I give her that little smile, And then she's like, all right, fine. We'll go out to dinner. And I take her out to dinner somewhere cool. At first I find out by going, where do you live around? And then I go a neighborhood over. Because going to her neighbor, that's so obvious that I did that on purpose. I go, you know what? I know a spot. Take her to that spot. Things are going well. We have fun. We make love. I sleep over at her place because it's closer. Then, in the morning, she wakes up to see that I stole those stupid shoes. And now she has no choice but to wear matching shoes again. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to let someone create that kind of havoc on the streets. We've got enough fucking problems in the world right now. Okay? When there's peace, you could start unmatching shoes again. But until that day, match your shoes. You could draw weird shit on them, but I will not have one solid white shoe and one solid black shoe, unless you're encouraging racial harmony, which I don't think she was doing. I really don't think she was doing that. But I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. It disoriented me, and it ruined the next 10 minutes of my drive home. Because I got in my car going, like, is that where we're going now? Is that how original we're going to be? What's the future going to hold? How are we going to stand out? We finally got to unmatching shoes. Am I going to start walking around with one nut hanging out the front door? All right. Are male thongs going to be a thing? How do the dudes keep up? Because you know we're going to respond. We got to be original too. And what other things are women going to do? Are we going to have bras that don't match? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking women don't match their bras and panties all the time. No, I'm talking about one cup, right boob cup, fucking yellow. Other boob cup, pink. And you're going to it's going to be disorienting. Someone's going to take off your shirt. Yeah, I'm back. I got to get a better system. I'm fucking boxed in the corner of my goddamn room. Every time I move my elbow, I hit a fucking cord and shit unplugs. You're gonna hear pissed off me the rest of the time. No, I got to regulate my emotions. I'm on a new therapy. I just started last week, and I'm gonna learn to regulate my emotions. It's gonna be okay. I got a couple more fun things to talk about. I'll just edit it together. All right. And putting this sweatshirt on was a goddamn mistake because I know I'm sweating my ass off. It's another side effect of this medication I'm on. I'm so sweaty all the fucking time. Can't wait to get off this shit. And if my doctor gives me any pushback, where it's like, I thought I was helping you. It's not now. So give me something that's not going to make me sweat my fucking dick off all the time. And I need to sleep better. All right. I'm starting to feel the fuse again. Take a beat. You know, we're all entitled to get angry. It's okay to get angry. It's how we respond to the anger. But I feel like sometimes I get really funny when I get mad, and you guys like that a little bit, but I can still be in control. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right, well, let's start off with some dates here. I will be in St. Louis October 9th through Sunday, October 12th. That's 6 shows over 4 nights at the St. Louis Funny Bone out there in the Westport Mall area. So check that out. Tickets are available at joekilgallon.com. I got some stuff filtered out through the rest of October, November, but I want to highlight this really big show because I sold it out last year and I want to do that again. I hope this becomes like an annual date for me there. It worked out where it's around the same time again. December 28th, I will be headlining Zany's Comedy Club in the Old Town neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. Again, that's December 28th. I'm headlining Zany's. Go to my website, joekilgallon.com for a direct ticket link, or you could check out Zany's as well. Hopefully, I'm going to come up with like... Get your tickets now. Get your tickets now. I will have damn near a new hour since I was there last year. I'm close. So I got to hit it hard these next couple months to get that hour right where I want it. But I am damn well near having a completely new hour from those of you who attended last year. And I have the video of last year's performance, and I will be releasing that hopefully around Thanksgiving, early December. I'll probably be releasing that on punchup.com first. Then I'll send it over to YouTube. Maybe I'll do the unedited version, the full hour on Punch Up, and then a half-hour version on YouTube, because I feel like YouTube, it's better to not have a full hour unless you have a massive fan base, which I don't yet, but I will get there. All right, the Texas National Guard has now shown up to Illinois, and the pictures are hilarious. They showed them arriving, getting out, and they look like Chicagoans, a few of them. They kind of look like 1980s Chicago Bears fans, mustache, heavy set. They look like they're about to, get a Snickers king size and bitch about the price, being like $2.99 Snickers king size. It's like, yeah, it's been that way for a while, pal. It's 2025, almost 2026. Post-pandemic prices are out of control. Sure. But what are you doing here? Well, the governor of Texas was like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's send Texas National Guards into Illinois. That is fucked up. All right. For many reasons. And you can't be a states' rights person to be okay with this. And I went over this on previous episodes. There are some people out there. Look, I didn't agree with everything Biden did. Not a lot. I don't think Biden was do I even want to call him average? Because I saw there was a wasted opportunity, that whole presidency. But he was C- maybe I give him, because he did come in right after the pandemic and the economy was bad. And it did get better at the end. Anyway. If you agree with everything your leader does, you're in a cult. There should be pushback. Did you vote for him to fucking send troops from one state to the next? And the governor of Texas, come on, stand up for yourself. You're going to be Trump's little bitch boy? Be a little bitch boy? Is what you be? Trump's little bitch boy? It's fucking ridiculous, man. I don't know. I just don't think Chicago's the city to be fucking with. I'm not just saying that because I'm a native of this town. Look at the history of this city. This city kind of has like a only we get to talk shit about Chicago thing. So if you're going to come at us, we're going to come at you hard. And we've had riots. We've had a lot of shit. A lot of great stuff started in this country because the citizens of Chicago decided, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like all the big union stuff, the fact that like paid holidays, like all of this, a weekend, the fucking weekend you could argue is because of Chicago workers. Haymarket riot, all of these crazy riots and protests and civilian uprisings. That was Chicagoans. So, but for whatever reason, Trump likes, it started with Fox News when Obama was president. Fox News would find any little way to talk shit about Chicago because it was a wink to their viewers about Obama. Obama's from Chicago. Chicago sucks. Therefore, Obama sucks, you know? And yeah, that was always the case. So Trump has picked up the ball from that and keeps going after Chicago, even with stats showing that crime is down. That's another thing, by the way. Imbeciles on Facebook comment boards. Every time there is crime, they comment, but J.B. Pritzker, our governor, says crime is down. Yeah, crime can be down and still exist at the same time, fuckface. They didn't say it was eradicated. They didn't say it didn't exist anymore. Your stupid thoughts make me hope crime happens to you. But then you'll be like, see, look what it, like they just don't learn. Dumb people never learn. So you can't even wish ill will on them because then you feel bad later, but they would never feel bad because they're too stupid to have the feeling of empathy. I actually don't believe in the word empathy. I like the word sympathy better. You're taking him out of context. You know who I'm fucking talking about. Good God. It's just, also, Trump is looking fatter than J.B. Pritzker these days. JB's probably on Ozempic, and if so, good for him. I'm all for anyone out there doing the thing. Oh, what about hard work and exercise? Life's short. Oh my God, is life short? If you could take a shortcut in any way possible to make yourself happier while you're here, do it. Do it. Why not? Other people take shortcuts for things all the time. Right? These dudes who can't get boners anymore, did anyone tell them, hey, cut out all this crap from your diet, get 8 hours of sleep, start exercising again, and you'll probably get them back? Nah, I'd rather pop a blue pill. Fine. Fine. I don't understand why people are so, it's lazy. It's the lazier part. You're going to die at the end anyway. Take the fucking shortcut. Take it. So yes, J.B. Pritzker is basically telling Trump, oh, you think I should get arrested? You want to come for my people? Come through me. And I was looking at him being like, he is definitely positioning himself for a 2028 run. Problem is Illinois is a solid blue state anyway. If the left were smart, they would find someone from a state that they could lock in that they need to win. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I know a lot of people who hate JB in Illinois, but he keeps winning re-election. So there you go. Just because they don't do everything he wants them to do, it's going to happen. I just think bringing the Texas National Guard up for what? What are they going to come up here for? Italian beefs? I just don't know. Are they going to train them to be police officers? Because I think it's a different skill set. National Guard guys. A lot of National Guard guys are just dudes who play paintball on the weekends. Is that not, you know what I mean? And again, you're not going to stop crime by having, I guess, more police presence would probably bring crime down. So I'm not against that per se. But also, these guys look like they're here to escalate shit. And everyone in Trump's administration, every time he says anything, it feels very much like a threat. That Kash Patel guy, what's his background? I'm not talking about him being of Indian descent. I'm talking about like, what would he do? He's like a podcaster before this. Did he ever work for the FBI? Feels like everyone running the show now are like people who are just kissing his ass. Because everyone in his first cabinet during Trump's first term ended up not being in that position a year later. Because a lot of them were even like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about. I don't know. And then he'd be like, oh, they're not fit. They're a loser, low energy. By the way, I have not even come close to doing an accurate impression of anybody on this podcast. And that's just the way it's going to be. That's just the way it's going to be. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for bearing with me on some of the little fucking slip ups we got going here. I am sweating my balls off. Weird expression now that you say it out loud, Joseph, isn't it? It is. So, actually, my balls aren't very sweaty right now. They're pretty nice. But my shoulders and armpits and back are sweaty. And that's probably more than any of you needed to hear. I had a Lunchable today, by the way. They hold up. Turkey, cheese, and crackers. And then a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup was my treat. It's a very good treat. Anyhow, thank you for listening to the podcast. Tell your friends. I got to get this YouTube channel going again. So if you guys want to rewatch stuff to help get views up across the channel, that would really help me. It leads to like a nice little domino effect. You feel me? All right. Thank you for listening to the Joe Kilgallon Podcast. Cheers.